session on Introduction to HTML by Jyotiraditya. So, in this session, you will get all the insights regarding how to build a basic web page and how to get started with web development. And yes, we will also be having a rapid fire round at the end with the top 5 performers to submit the questions first. You'll get a digital badge from GDSC. So, Jyotiraditya, I hand over the mic to you. Okay, you go.
Good afternoon, everyone, or good evening, whichever times you're actually right now. Welcome to today's session. So, today we'll be learning about HTML, which is better known as Hypertext Markup Language. Some of you might also be knowing about it previously before this session. So, those who know it, just raise your hand or drop a yes in the chat box. Yeah. So, I think 18. I did I did expect more. So okay, then let's start with the session. Okay, is it visible, guys?
Yeah, visible.
That's visible, right? Okay, so let's begin. So as you can see, it's written over here, and let me explain it also. So hypertext markup language is basically the skeleton of a website. Okay, so when you are actually making a website, the major components which you will be using to make it are only made of HTML. So if I can show you a website over here, let me go. Suppose suppose W3 schools. Okay, so this is a website which we all follow for our work. Suppose this is a website. So if you can see, these all components which are made here, right? This picture, this icon, this tag, and here the text. These all are made up of hypertext markup language. And whatever design is made of, right? Means suppose if you can see the learn to code, it has a font of open sans. Okay, so this font is designed by the CSS, while the main writing learn to code is written with HTML. So if you can go down here, the tech, the search bar, the search button, as well as this link, these all are made up of HTML, right? Did you get it till here? I need a response. I need a response.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So basically, all browsers are shipped with this HTML, and if you are actually you decide to go for web development, so basically you have to first learn HTML first, then only you can move to anything else, and it is a basic requirement. So first, let's go for the next one. So here are some information about HTML, how it is written. It basically starts with the opening tag and then a closing tag. And HTML is a language which only consists of tags, and some other things can also be added afterwards, just like CSS and JavaScript can be added afterwards. But HTML as the language is made up of tags, and that's why also we call it a markup language, as you will also come to know afterwards. So next, let's go next tab. See, and how can we make those HTML files? This can be made with any text editor. You can just simply open your notepad. Here in my system, I have a system name text. Okay, so I have something called text. Here I can actually go and I can actually form a new, suppose a new file. Maybe I will name it. Maybe I can name it. Suppose my name dot html. Made it like this. Okay. Here I can simply type html slash html. So as you can see, as we had said here in the previous, sorry, in the previous slide, it consists of an opening as well as a closing tag. So here, as you can see, even when we are starting our HTML, we are writing a opening tag as HTML and a closing tag as slash HTML. Right? Here, as you can proceed, we can write it like this: head slash head, and what this head represents, I will come to later. And you can write it like
Excuse me, your screen is actually paused.
okay. Okay. So maybe I can just reshare. Sorry for the network issue, guys. Okay, now is it visible?
Yeah, visible. Yep, yep.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So as I was saying, this is a text editor in my system. Basically, if you're using a Windows system, you can use your Notepad. So just as I said, you can create a file by your name and .html, and then you're good to go. You can actually start with your HTML file. And as I said, here the opening tag as well as the closing tag matters. And as it was written, and as I said before, that HTML consists of and whatever you will write it between tags, and HTML consists of only tags. It will have a opening tag and then a closing tag. Here, the head and the body which I've written here, it we will come to it later on what it means and what it defines. But whenever you are writing your HTML, you can write it between the HTML starting tag and the ending tag. This is the opening tag, basically, and this is the closing tag. So here, if I will write, suppose I am a coder, I've written it like this, and I saved it. So I want to view it on my browser, suppose. So I will go to my file system. Okay, that was okay. So I did find my file, and if I will run it, suppose I am double clicking and running it. So here you are. It's your first HTML page. And as I've written, I am a coder. It types as it is. So this is basically you can make your HTML page like that. And what does this tags mean? We will come to it. So let's move to the next. So as it is said, you can actually save it with the name .html or .htm. I saved it with the extension .html. .htm also works. So, and as you can see, I opened it with my normal text editor, and also I'm using Chrome browser too. I also did it with the Chrome browser. You can use Mozilla in any browser, it will work. So this is basically a snippet of our HTML page. this is how a HTML page is written initially. So here we have a head tag, we have a body tag, and these body and head tags define a lot. So now let me come to the actual thing. So now is this visible? This is the Sublime text editor which I use for my most of the works. So here, if you can see, I've written some previously generated code. These codes have some meaning. These are the meta tags which you will encounter when you are in your advanced stages. But initially, it is not required, so I'm deleting it. So in the head tag, we have this tag named title. So what does this? Uh, have you seen the web pages? Here, as you can see, here it is written jyoti.html here, right? So this can be modified by the title, as I will show you this file first. So in this file, I'm writing title, suppose GDSC session. Suppose I'm writing. Sorry for this. Okay, let's saving it and let me write some code afterwards. This is some code, and I'm running it. So yeah, as you can see, I wrote GTC session in between the title tags, and and you can see the title has changed. Right here also, there is a kind of uh, different image for the uh, icon. You can also change the icon as you can set it to the GDC logo. Also, you can set it to the Microsoft logo also, and that requires a special tag named Fabicon, or else you can actually apply many different methods to do that. So, and what does the body tag do? As I said, the head tag just defines this tabular section of the web browser, while the body tag defines the entire web page. The web page can only be designed within the body tag. Well, if you want to design your tab, specifically the Chrome tab, then you can actually design it with your title tag and whatever tags you can use afterwards. Some tags are named Fabricon, and there is also an image tag, and there are some meta tags which you can use afterwards, and that you will learn in your advanced stages. Let's move back to it. So this is a snippet, and if you have some idea about extension or HTML extensions, basically if I'm just taking it out, there are some basic abbreviations which you can actually run, and they will bring you this auto-generated code as I did it like right now. So these extensions actually come with your VS Code or Sublime text editors, so you can use them, or you can simply go with the basic way, like you can do it like this, but it takes a lot of time. So I would rather not recommend doing this. These take a lot of time. So, and remember, you cannot have two HTML tags in a single HTML file. That kind of abrupts the situation. Okay, and we can move to the next part. Now, there are some tags named heading tags. Okay, so they are not paragraph tags, and whatever I used till now, I used there were very paragraphical type of structure which I was using till right now. So in this case, if you have to give some headings, suppose just like this one, or like this one, or like this one, if you want to give some headings, you can basically do it with some heading tags. That is H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. And how this works, I'm going to show you by the web page. So let me go to page. So I will auto generate this part of the code. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. So yeah, let me name it heading. So suppose I want to write, and I wrote it with H1. Uh, write this one. So here you get H1 tag and the H2 tag. So what does this tag mean? HTML kind of has 6 heading tags. Okay. As here it is written heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, heading 5, heading 6. These heading tags determine the size of your basically the text which you're writing in between the text. And just like I showed, H1 has one of the best sizes, biggest sizes, and you can actually manipulate the sizes afterwards. But with basic HTML, you will get this much sizes, and H1 basically has the largest size, and then H2. Okay, if I can show you the rest. So I will just refresh the page as I've opened it earlier. So you can view it. H1 having the larger size, H2 having slightly a smaller size, H3, then H4, then H5, and then H6 in the smaller size. So these are the heading tags which you can actually use in your web page. Then if we will move to the next slide, we have some paragraph tags. So what are these tags? So if you have been a little bit attentive and you have been seeing the web pages, so I actually used a paragraph tag. Let me use it again. So we had this paragraph tag, and let me insert a random paragraph. Okay. So paragraph tag basically will show you a paragraph, and if you want to write a paragraph, you can actually write it in between this paragraph text. And I'm adding paragraph. Okay. So yeah, this is the heading tag, and this is the paragraph which you can see. And as the tag suggests, it only gives you means you can write the paragraph in between those tags. And then we have the BR tag. So as you can see, if I'm writing something here, I have pressed an enter button, and I'm trying to write a new line of code. Suppose uh, member of GDSC. Suppose I love coding. So and I refresh the page, you can see I wrote a new line, but it is basically not going to the new line. It's continuing where it ended. So for that, if you're using a paragraph tag and you have to write a new line, you can basically use a BR tag. It basically means break. So it will actually break the line off from here and bring it to the next line. As you can see here, I refresh the page and it has basically moved it to the next line. So this is the working of paragraph and BR. What does pre-tag mean? So I've written this line. I'm writing this exact paragraph in pre-tag. Okay. And given interest, copy it. If you can just yeah. So as you can see, I got the main paragraph in the format I wrote. So here basically I did write the new line. Basically, I press enter, I wrote it in a new line, this set of text, and that exactly appeared here. While when I was doing it in the paragraph tag, I had to add an extra BR tag, right? And here, by only by using the pre tag, we are actually getting the thing done. So let's move to the next. HTML also offers you some text formatting features. So what are these text formatting features? It can be highlighting, it can be you boldening the text, it can be making a text italic or underlining it. So it offers some text formatting features, which I will be showing you right now, one by one. Let's go. Suppose I want to highlight this part. I love coding. And simply add a mark tag here. Slash mark. Okay. And let's go back. And remember to refresh your page every time you edit your code. And as you can see, here this part is already highlighted. So HTML offers you these features out of the box that you can basically highlight your text, or you can underline it, or you can bold it, as I will show you in some few minutes from now. So suppose I want to bolden this part, GDSC. You can basically add a B tag, B for bold. So HTML offers this B tag to actually bolden the text you have. So I wrote it like this, and I can actually and you can see it is bolded. Okay, guys, is the text visible or is it too small? I need a response, guys.
Would
It's
help if
visible.
you just zoom it up.
Okay, so now is it visible?
Yeah, visible.
Yes,
Oh,
yes. Now
nice.
it is.
Thanks. Okay. So till now, did you understand whatever I said,
Yes.
Yes.
guys? Are you getting my point? If you have any doubts regarding this, just write it down in a paper, keep it with you. Once I end up with this thing, you can actually ask it. Okay? Am I clear?
Yes.
Yes. Uh, as I said, I told you about the boldening part. You can also use the strong tag. Let me show it to you also. They don't have any difference. They basically they do the same thing. Strong. So you can see, yeah, yeah. Do you see any difference from before, guys?
Mm,
Yeah.
very.
So it basically does the same thing. The strong and the bold tag. Okay. So suppose I want to make this part italic. Okay, is this code visible or if this is very small? So
Small.
now is it
It is
now
small.
is it visible?
Just small. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, now is it visible?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if I put yeah, if I want to make this part italic, suppose this member part I want to do it italic, I can basically add an I tag. What does I tag? This I tag does. This will make this part of the text italic. Okay. So we can let it. So if you can see, this is already italic. So, and if you want to underline this part, the part. Okay. If you want to underline the text, you can actually use the U tag, but I will say it to you after a brief point. Do you get it till now? The underline tag, the italic tag and the bold tag?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Very good. Okay. So we have number of other tags also which help us in determining things, just like the abbreviation tag. So what does this abbreviation tag do? Suppose here, as you can see, I had added a abbreviation named GDSC, right? Here also I had added an abbreviation named GDSC. So if you want that the person who is accessing your website needs to know the full form of your abbreviation, you can simply add an ABBR tag. ABBR GDSC, and here you can write Google developers student platform. You can come back and just refresh the page. Okay, we will hover over it, and then you will get the full form of your abbreviation. So this is the work of the abbreviation tag. Then we have a number of other tags also, just like the
Can
insert
you
tag,
repeat?
deleted tag. Yeah. Okay. See, in abbreviation tag, what happens is, suppose you have written an abbreviation GDSC or any abbreviation in that name. If you can suggest some abbreviation, then it would be good. But okay, let's go with a new abbreviation. Suppose CBI. Okay, this is an abbreviation, and you want your user to know the meaning of this abbreviation, right? Suppose the user does not understand what is CBI. You can actually add central info. Okay. So the title actually, what does the title? This is an attribute. Okay, this is an attribute of the abbreviation tag. What this will do is, whenever you will hover over the CBI in the text, means in the web page, it will actually show you the title, means the Central Bureau of Investigation, which is written in the title. That will be shown. As I showed you before, and I can show you again. Okay. Here, when I hover over CBI, I get this abbreviation, Central Bureau of Investigation, right? I get the full form of this abbreviation. Am I clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So there are also more few tags like insert, delete, and struct. What does struct tag do? Insert, delete, you can understand that it inserts and deletes the text. So what does this struct tag do? Suppose I want to, okay, I want to strike this part. Okay, so I want to strike this part of this line. Remember. Okay, so I wrote it in between the S tag, and we'll refresh this page. You can see that already this part of the text is struck out, right? You get my point,
Yes, sir.
guys? Yeah. To give the responses. Yeah. And we also have a number of tags named SUP and SUB. Okay. So you might be knowing in maths that we write some power to 2 to the power 4 or 4 to the power 8, like that. So if you want to present it in your page, suppose you want to present uh, uh, 2, suppose 2 power 4 you want to present, and you can write it basically like this. Okay, equals 2 power 2 equals 4. So if you want to represent it like this, you can basically write the power in between the SUP attack. Okay, so let me show you the example. So I've written 2 power 2 is equals to 4. So is it, it comes right? So I wrote 2 in between the SUP tag, and it is basically superscript. SUP tag means superscript tag. it is written here also. To create a superscript, you can actually do it. And if you remember, we also used to write some in chemical formulas. We used to write C2H4 like that for methane carbon. If you remember, so if you want to represent those in your HTML file, so you can actually do it using the SUB tag. So, suppose paragraph C C2H4, right? H4. It can also be represented. Okay, so it comes C2H4. Do you get it? SUP and SUP tags, guys.
Yes.
So move ahead. We also have a number of tags named anchor and hyperlink. Okay, what does this tag do? You might have faced a number of links in your website if you have gone through any website, and suppose this Web3 schools. This particular thing, as I will click it, it will take me to a new page. So, what is this particular thing? Uh, this one. What is this particular? This is the hyperlink. What does this do? This actually links your page to a new page. So whenever you will click on it, it will take you to a new page. Right? And how we will write it? We will write it using anchor tag or a tag. Its short form is e, so we actually use it as a tag. So go for it. E. Here we have an attribute named href. So what does this href does? It is a reference tag. So we had made a file named heading, right? I want to connect it to the heading file, heading.html. And here maybe we can write take to a new page. So hold it here and refresh the page. We got a new hyperlink, right? Take to a new page. And if we click on it, it takes us to the heading page. So basically, by using this, you can connect two pages of a website. And as I told, href is a attribute of this tag. And you might be having a question, does this only take it to a new page, or we can basically connect it within the same page? Yes, we can also connect it in the same page. Get to the next one. And how can we do it? By using attribute named id. Okay, so suppose I will name this part. I'm basically giving a hyperlink over here. E. There's a hyperlink. I'm giving href hash name. So, and I'm giving take to new part. Mm, nice. So I'm basically creating a very big page, the larger font. If you can just increase it, because instead of this, let me do it H. Wow. Okay. So if you can see again, it will be like a scrollable page right now. Yeah, it's now a scrollable page. So I have given a text here, means a link here. I want to go to some part of this page. Uh, I just don't want to scroll it again and again. Basically, I've created a very small scrollable page, but I don't want to scroll it. I just want to simply go to the same part of the page. So I can actually do it by using this. So I can use it by using the anchor tag. So I can give an href as name, and here I can actually write a paragraph with id equal to name. Okay, and I can basically write anything. So if you are confused why I'm writing lorem and this thing, so lorem is actually lorem ipsum is a emit extension, which you will be knowing it afterwards when you will be using VS Code and all. So you will know how it is generated. This these are automatically generated paragraphs which I'm generating right now. So yeah, so this is a paragraph, and I want to connect it from the here. Okay, I can go from I can do this. Okay, so it basically took me this to this part, right? You can actually click it again, and you're getting it. And if you have seen some pages where it says go back to the top, if you have seen some scrollable pages where when you come to the bottom part, you when you there would be a link saying go back to the top, and when you click it, it basically takes you back. So there, this thing is only used with this. So here, if I can show you, we had written this written the HTML. So let's remove it first. Hash top. So I wrote it hash top, and here let me give it name. Oh, sorry, name. Sorry. ID. So I give it an ID. So, so, uh, ooh, sorry, let me get it. Yeah, so it's now on scroll page. If I click on this link, it basically takes me to this part, to the top part, right? So this is basically done with your anchor tags. And okay, so you can also add your JavaScript over here. So what is JavaScript and how it is done, you will learn it in next sessions. So just keep it in mind that you can also run your JavaScript code. There are some attributes named onClick, which basically if you will click on the anchor tag, they will run the same function. Okay, so go to next slide. Okay. There are also some tags which create lists. So there are two types of list in HTML. That one is unordered list and one is ordered list. So if you want to create some lists, so I will create an ordered list. Okay. So here the OL tag means ordered list. List li means list item. Okay. So I want to create an ordered list, and with list item, suppose name OL. So I created this list, and it's an ordered list. So it will appear like this. So here is your ordered list with one, two roll, three, four. You can change its type also, but that we'll learn it in the next sessions. So if you want to convert this ordered list to an unordered list, suppose you can actually type it unordered. Right? So if you want to convert the ordered list to unordered, you can simply put UL in front of it. Okay. So let's refresh the page. You can see that it's the unordered list. Okay. Did you get it, guys? Guys,
Yeah, we got it.
and there is also a description list. which you can actually write it with DL, then DT and DT. That actually adds a description to your list item. And then we have a thing called table. So suppose I write a table. If you want to create a table in your web page, you can simply create it with a table tag, then TRTH name. Suppose So you got a new part. You got actual a table. Okay. So if you want a border, you could not say a border. So by using these tags, you can actually get a table in your website. You can design this table by using CSS, which you will be learning in your next session. But for basic part, you can actually get a table with this. So you must be asking, what does this tr tag mean? So you can understand that table tag actually defines that you would be writing a table in between the tags. Tr tag means table row. Okay, this is the table row. And what does the th tag mean? It means table head. So basically, wherever I have used this th tag, name, phone number, you can see they are already bolden. This defines that they are the headings of your particular column. And this, what does this tr do? It basically gives you the row. This is the row, first row. This is the second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row. And what does the td mean? Td means table data. Correct? You get your point?
Yeah.
So also, suppose I don't want this part of the site, I mean this part of the code to appear in my web page. So I can basically remove it. But I remember that it might come in handy afterwards. Or suppose there is some error due to this code. Okay. So instead of deleting it, you can, if you've used Java comments, we basically used it like this, right? We used to use two black backslashes. Here you can actually comment it out using this. A simple, okay, if you can see, a simple arrow bracket, then a exclamation mark and two hyphens. That will start your comment line. And to end it, you can actually use two hyphens and one actually angular bracket. This will actually remove your part from the code. Means this will remove that part of the code from your web. You can see here. So basically, the list which we had previously put in between the tags has been removed. Next one. Yeah. So thank you. That this is all for this session. And if you guys want to do something, this is actually a site which you can design and you can show us in our Discord or our community channels. So over to you, Manisha.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Jyotiraditya. That was really a great session, and I hope that all the students are pretty clear regarding the basics of HTML till now. So, as I had mentioned, we'll be having a rapid fire round right now. So, also the first five participants to answer all the questions correctly will be getting a digital badge from GDC ITR, and I'll be dropping the form link here. So make sure that you'll be completing the quiz as soon as possible along with all the correct answers. So the one submitting the form, first five participates with all the correct answer will get a badge from GDSC ITER. So I'll be dropping the form link in the chat box. Is it visible to everyone?
No, not till now.
Yeah, I have dropped the link in the chat box. You can access the form by clicking on the link. And this will also act as the attendance form for today's session. Make sure to fill up the form by answering all the questions. So we'll be marking our attendance by this.
It is not showing in the chat box.
It's not visible.
Yeah, it's visible. I think so.
It's visible.
Yeah, just check from your side that you might be having some issues because it's visible to everyone. I have dropped the link again. You can just follow it in the chat box. Come on, hurry up, guys. So we'll be taking the first five participates only to answer all the questions correctly. Then we'll be rolling out the badges to all of you through your mail ID. So make sure you give a correct mail ID in the form.
Done, yeah. I'm done.
Actually, it's submitted now.
Okay, okay. So let everyone else fill up the form so that we will be considering it as our attendance. So make sure you fill up the form. So currently we are having 78 participants in the meeting. So we'll be checking that whether the form is being circulated in a legal way or something because the people attending the meet should only fill the form and it should not be circulated outside this meet. So take care of this. So we have 5 more minutes, so make sure you fill up the form as soon as possible.